Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV and a routine sacking for Thomas Frank, a guy that had been managing the team terribly and had to go with Tottenham languishing 16th place in the league. For what seemed like a simple sacking, suddenly feels a lot more messy. We are going to get into it. I'm asking the question today, who is calling the shots at Tottenham? Before we get into it, guys, please do me the honor of liking the stream, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell notification so you know when all of my content is about to drop. So, obviously, yesterday, Thomas Frank lost his job as Tottenham Hotspur manager as Spurs slipped into 16th place in the Premier League and a real relegation battle. 2 wins in the last 17, just not good enough. And Thomas Frank had to go. But with Thomas Frank sacking and news coming out that Vinay had sacked his man, suddenly news is coming out today which would say that maybe isn't the case. This is what I have read today as I bring it up. I should have really had it ready to go. And it is this. Tottenham Hotspur CEO Vinay Venkatesham and sporting director Johan Lange wanted to keep Thomas Frank. The Spurs board and the Lewis family instructed Venkatesham that he had to sack Frank. He had to sack Thomas Frank. Now, where does this leave Vinay and Lange? I mean, we can guess. We know where it leaves Lange, right? He's probably the worst sporting director in the history of sporting directors. I may be being harsh on him, but he is terrible. And let's be honest, he needs to leave Spurs ASAP. He probably should have been the next man on the firing line after Thomas Frank, maybe even before Thomas Frank. But where does this leave these two? You know, we spent all summer making this fantastic new structure. Levy went. We brought in all these new players, all these new people that were going to help Tottenham move forward. And it feels like it is crumbling before us as the season goes on. Not only Spurs on the pitch doing really badly, but off the pitch, it is a complete mess as well. So, to Frank sacking, we were told, weren't we, that Vinay had made the decision to sack Thomas Frank. But this, I don't think, is true. And news coming out tonight, filtering out today, that maybe the Lewis family and the board members instructed Vinay to sack Thomas Frank. Matthew Collicott, who's effectively a numbers guy, he's an accountant, looking at the numbers, seeing the fact that the stadium wasn't filling, we were not doing as well revenue wise. He then goes to Nick Boucher, who is effectively the Lewis's family's daughter's son-in-law. I think I've got that right. He was the one who actually instructed Vinay that he had to sack Thomas Frank. Now, listen, you might not think that's a big deal, but what I see is where does this leave Vinay Venkatesham? Where does this leave him? You know, he's supposed to be the man in charge of footballing matters at Tottenham Hotspur. And for me, he has been massively undermined. Massively undermined. He's basically been told, we don't care what you think, we're making the decision. Thomas Frank has to be sacked, and you are the man who has to do it. I think is really concerning. It's really concerning news for Tottenham, and this fantastic new board we had put together feels like it's breaking apart in front of us. I'm not sure that I see Vinay surviving it. I'm not sure. He may do. He may do, but it just feels very messy, doesn't it? Lange sat in the corner doing nothing as always. I think he has to go next. But what does this mean going forward for Spurs? Who will be the next manager? Who is in charge of bringing the next manager in? Will it be Vinay? Or will he go to the board with names? And will they undermine any thoughts that he has about a new manager? It all makes things really messy for me. I don't see how Vinay survives it. You know, if he's looking at a new manager, say if he's looking at a De Zerbi and the board are like, well, no, we don't want De Zerbi. So you're not having De Zerbi. How about we go for Poch? And yeah, you can do it. guys, I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Let me know what you think in the comments. I just think it's all getting a bit messy and everything we had made in the summer, everything we had done to build this board and put new, hopefully round pegs in round holes just feels terrible and a complete mess. I'm not sure where we go. The club is all over the place, guys, isn't it? It is what it is. I just want the football team sorted, a good manager brought in, and they have to sort themselves out upstairs. They really do. Guys, drop a comment in. Let me know what you think. Am I overreacting? Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure coys.